You ever finish watching something that everybody is just like saying was an absolute masterpiece, and when the credits roll, you're just like,
I mean, it was all right.
But how did you get there? What made you put the time and effort and money into trying this thing out if you weren't intending to do it before? Be honest. You know why.
Well, it looks like I'm a 10 out of 10 masterpiece by critics. Guess that means I get to be $60 and 80 hours out of here.
Elden Ring is reviewing phenomenally well. It is the best reviewed game of the year, no question. Now like one of the best reviewed games of all time. But are you gonna play it? Am I gonna play it? Are we gonna spend 60 plus bucks and invest countless hours to venture into this open world masterpiece of a game that critics are praising, that will consume your soul and make you think about it or feel like you gotta play through it because you could say that you have? Previously, I did a video about how Forza Horizon 5's reviews were doing spectacularly, and it was really like helping to change the Xbox narrative. And you know, I wanted to try the game out when it was first announced, but the reviews obviously did entice me, and I think the game is spectacular. It isn't for me, however. I know a couple people that did try it for themselves. They liked it, but it wasn't for them and they didn't stick with it. And we all probably tried it because even though we're not into cars, we were enticed by the reviews. The thing that reviews does really well is makes us feel like if we invest in this, you know, whether you're thinking of your time or your money or whatever, maybe a relationship that you're ignoring because you're playing too much. Reviews help us feel like that it's not gonna be a waste of our time. It's not gonna be a waste of whatever we're sacrificing to dive into this. And it also makes us feel like we're part of the new hype thing, that thing that everybody's gonna be tweeting and talking about, and you're missing out because you're just seeing them all say it. I felt that way when Breath of the Wild happened. Like, I was a month late on that train, and that month later I played it. Yeah, the reviews are spectacular, and now it is one of my all-time favorite games. But other times, reviews can make us feel like we're in the minority. You might have heard of the show Arcane, which was reviewed phenomenally well, just like this, and I haven't brought it up on my anime channel or this one, but I watched it, and honestly, while I respect it from like top to bottom, except for some other things, it just wasn't a show for me. But it is in the back of my mind as something that I'm just like, I'm glad I checked it out, but at the same time, as I was watching it, I'm like, I could be watching something that's a lot more for me. Because that was the thing. While Arcane was a fantastic show, in my opinion, it also just wasn't a show for me for reasons I will get into here. Just leave a comment if you want me to talk about it though. But it was a show I felt like I wasn't wasting my time with, but you know, it just was something that I could tell like there was something else out there that I, like me as an individual, would enjoy more, regardless of how many other people loved this. And it is amazing to see how many accolades Elden Ring is getting. This has been one of the most hyped games I have heard of in a long time, not since Cyberpunk. You know, everybody was super hyped for Cyberpunk, and that game just crashed and burned. It was one of the most controversial launches and reviews, like whatever, of any game like in recent memory. So it's nice to see Elden Ring succeeded. It is actually, from people that have played From Software games, it is probably the crown jewel, and that's such a cool thing to see. I always love, like, even if, you know, it's not something for me, I love to hear fan bases or communities or developers, studio, whatever, like, it's good to hear of other people's success. So that makes me happy. And I believe that should make you happy too, just thriving off of other successes and not bashing on its freaking Metacritic user reviews. But just because everybody else is liking this, does that mean you will? You, the one I'm talking to at the camera right now. Because yeah, the only way you will know for sure if you are gonna like something is if you try it for yourself. But then there might be that part of you that's like, I feel like I am supposed to like this, you know, and you might be subconsciously lying to yourself, or you might genuinely love it, or you might genuinely hate it, or you might just genuinely feel like it was okay. That is up for you to feel. Because these things are an investment, whether it's time, money, whatever. If it's not on Game Pass, if it's not on Netflix, then, you know, you're just having to sacrifice your time, but that time might be spent elsewhere on something you could enjoy more. For example, even though I was really excited to see what Pokemon Legends Arceus was doing, I just still was I was too nervous after I bought my first Pokemon game in so long, Pokemon Sword. I just felt like I was wasting my time. Like, I dropped it 10 hours in and I felt bad because I got the purchase, and I don't know, I resold it, got some money back, but it just, that was still 10 hours and 20 bucks or whatever that I somewhat just felt like I tried it, but I could have been trying something else I liked more. But that's the problem, you never know. So to bring it back to the Elden Ring and that question before, are you going to play it? Am I gonna play it? I don't really like my ass getting handed to me too hard. I enjoy challenge, especially if it's controlled challenge, you know, where you can select your difficulty, but just not being able to beat something, you know? I don't know, I like me my options and also the idea of where to go. I've heard this game doesn't tell you anything about like the open world, which is the cool part, you know, there's a bunch of surprises, but you're not really gonna know where you're supposed to be going and what you're even doing, so you're just kind of aimless. So that might float your boat, I'm just not sure. Also, I really want to play Kirby and Tunic next month, and I have a feeling this, if it's a game that really engrosses you, you're not gonna drop it for a long time. And I keep ignoring Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I got a PS5, by the way. I don't think I've said that in a video, but if you're on Twitch, you know. Twitch every Monday and Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Games are not only expensive, but they also take a lot of time. They are a very time-consuming activity, and I don't think it's a mistake to consider what you have enjoyed in the past and what you have not enjoyed in the past and make that part of your decision-making as to if this game is gonna be for you. Instead of just the reviews, because again, it's great that the game's reviewing well, it's awesome, but instead of just the reviews guiding you, is there other factors guiding you? And I just wanted to invite people to think about that in a constructive way in comments. I want to dive into stuff like this to kind of like have more long-term videos instead of just like a here on the spot, wow, Elden Ring reviews are great. Like I thought it'd be neat to kind of pose a bigger question, and that way this could actually last maybe even after Elden Ring is out. So yeah, let me know in the comments and subscribe if you like that idea of just kind of having more big picture videos like this.
Hey, didn't you hear the reviews? They said play me, bitch. Didn't you hear the reviews? You're gonna play me. 'Cause it's 10 out of 10. Let's go. Guess that means I get to beat 60. Damn it. Well, being the highest game, 10 out of 10. And well, looks like I'm a, damn it.